out as I come through. Busting in your line, cracking helmets in. I bring the pain, so what you gon' do? Stand there and just get shook out ya. So clean out your locker, I'm out to get ya. Cause I just popped ya. You can't take the pressure. You might as well quit cause you just can't last. Madden 2000, put your face in the grass.
Austin Safarian-Jenkins, the first touchdown of Jameis Winston's career.
And your pride in the dirt, so put on a skirt. If you come on the field and don't wanna get hurt, just bruised and beaten, all black and blue. And it's been like that since Madden 92.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. The Buccaneer Blake Sports. It's your host, Mr. Buccaneer Blake himself. What I wanted to do today was get things out before tomorrow, the big day tomorrow, big open free agency market coming out and all that, and seeing what's going to happen, because mock drafts are going to change. Everything's going to change after tomorrow or the next week or so. And first thing I wanted to get off was I believe Logan Mankins is going to announce his retirement tomorrow, and that should help out saving cap as well. With him retiring, because I believe we already have his replacement on our roster, and his name is Kevin Panfield. If you're a Buccaneer fan and you extensively watch the games, Kevin Panfield came in as a extra tight end on a lot of drives to help out blocking, because majority of the season Austin Safarian-Jenkins was injured. But that's what I think is our replacement for him. And we picked up one of Carolina Panthers linemen that they had cut to fill that void. That's what made me believe that, because I was watching transactions these past few days, and that transaction that came up that they had picked up a guard from the Panthers that they had cut, and yeah, the guy they drafted that was injured a lot, much like Joe Hawley from Atlanta, a guy that never really got going, and I guess patience wore thin and they let him go. That's what made me believe that, because I saw transactions, we picked up a guard that quick. Alright, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. And you might say, what is the elephant in the room? The elephant in the room is Doug Martin to test free agency. Now, I haven't talked to Doug in a while. My connections aren't tight with him. But like I said, I believe before he wants to see what his worth is, and to an extent, he has the right to believe that what he believes he's worth. But my prediction will be he will be back in Tampa uniform where he belongs, with us. And the reason I say that is because the market is filled with other backs. The market's filled with other backs like Lamar Miller and guys of the sort that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on. If that's what Martin is requiring, I don't know, the $8 million ballpark range for a guy who hasn't had consistent. I think he would have gotten his money if he had consistent back-to-back big season or fairly decent season. I believe he would have got what he wanted, because I think it's too inconsistent to go ahead and give a DeMarco Murray deal to a guy who hasn't had consistent seasons. Much like DeMarco Murray, he kept playing in Dallas and he would get hurt, never finish the season. Then the year that you're supposed to get paid, all of a sudden now you can play with injuries and all this stuff. Not to say that I believe Martin was injured or holding back, but a lot of it was because the team around him was bad. We didn't have linemen a lot of the 11 years. And I think that's where a lot of it came from. But I believe he'll be back because, like I said before, you got cheaper backs out there. Why is people going to give a big money for a back when there's no need, with Ezekiel Elliott and Derrick Henry out in the draft as well? So like I said, I think he'll be back in Tampa, and I believe we should give him some kind of incentive for him to come back, especially if he plays well, so he'll get the money that he deserves, especially if he stays healthy and plays all season. So I believe some people should get paid for their loyalty and their hard work and what they've done. Like I said, the only reason I believe they didn't do it is because it wasn't back-to-back seasons. It was inconsistent, and just they're nervous about it, especially with tailbacks these day and age. This was kind of a heartbreaker, but I kind of saw it coming. And when I break it down to you, you understand. Bucks releasing Bruce Carter. My man from UNC, Bruce Carter. I hope we pick up Zach Brown. I'm not going to get into that, but These are UNC as well. And Bruce Carter was supposed to be our middle linebacker in the cover 2 system for years to come. Everybody knows the story. He got beat out by Quan Alexander, and he ended up playing middle linebacker the rest of the season. I watched him, made a lot of bad reads, missteps, and gave up some runs in some games. And by cutting him, we'll save $4.25 million. That might be the money that will take Doug Martin to come. Who knows? I'm not in their office, but you'll see things done like that. That's not out there like that. But you got to learn to read through the lines sometimes. You got to save money, and I believe we'll save money by cutting Evan Dietrich Smith and Evan Dietrich Smith, Bruce Carter. I cannot for the life of me think of the last one. But you got there, I think you'll save around $12 million getting rid of him. Like I said, that could be money we could keep Doug Martin. Or lure another free agent here. And I think that would be very intricate if we start filling holes in this team, start adding on to our offense, start adding on to our defense, getting things that we need to move forward. Just only got a couple more things to wrap up. I'm not going to keep you guys long like last time. I think we had a 30-minute segment last time. But we're going to go to a commercial right here, and I'll come back and finish up the segment with you guys. You guys hang in there. I'll be right back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Hope everything's going well with you. Let's finish up this segment. I'm not going to try to keep you guys too long. I thought last time was too long. Blah, blah, blah. Let's finish up this segment. From what most of you know, the Bucs have set up a visit with Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson is somebody that's been terrorizing us for years in Carolina, much like I wanted Julius Peppers before he left when he went to Chicago. UNC as well, monster, Hall of Fame. I would love to have that on this roster. But yeah, we're setting up a visit with Charles Johnson. Hopefully he'll be eager to play against his team that didn't want to keep him there. Well, actually cut him because he was due $10 million, $10+ million. And he's an older guy, and he had a down year due to injuries or whatever the circumstances was. He had a down year, and I guess they didn't want to keep him on as he had other needs to fill on the roster. Sometimes players are upset about that, and they want to play against their team because they were casted out, much like your girlfriend broke up with you and decided to go with another guy, or your boyfriend break up with you and decided to go with another guy, and you want to kind of get back at him. I guess it's kind of like that. Some people take it personally like that. I guess that's the easiest way I could describe a relationship like that, getting casted out when you've done nothing but do everything you're supposed to do. Because Charles Johnson, as far as I know, has never gotten any trouble there, and been a marquee guy, and has done what he's supposed to do. Coney Early balled out in the Super Bowl. Coney Early was the guy that got the sacks and the fumbles on Peyton Manning. Young guy from the many defensive linemen from Missouri. Seems like they're putting out pass rushers these days. Hopefully we get Mario Williams to come visit too. I told you, one veteran defensive lineman, one veteran corner, one rookie defensive lineman, one rookie corner. Not sure if it's going to be in that order, but that was my predictions from last week, and I think it's coming in order. But let's see, because I have ties with the Bucs. Have ties with Travis Benjamin and ties with Janoris Jenkins. But let me go on to the next topic before I go into that. Roddy White was released, and they got a lot of reports that he might be interested in coming and hooking back up with Dirk Cutter. Why? Because he was successful with him, and I just read a report that Roddy White didn't like Kyle Shanahan calling the plays. He believed it cost them a lot of games, I guess, for the situational calls that were coming in or whatever the hell that was, because Atlanta did have a big fall off. Sometimes in games with I'm not sure to say plays or just missed opportunities. You're a Buccaneer fan. You understand what a missed opportunity is. We see them all the time as a Tampa fan. But Atlanta going so at 6-0, and then just the total dismantle of that team was just ugh. I don't know how nobody got fired. But yeah, I think Roddy White will be a good asset to coach players like Mike Evans or Kenny Bell, Adam Humphries, Dante Dye. I'm not sure if Dante Dye even make the roster. Way Adam Humphries and those guys came through. Adam Humphries isn't a big, fast receiver, but he's reliable and he has good hands. That's really what you need. A little under guy like Wes Walker and players like that catch you underneath routes while your big guys go deep, but you got to have a deep threat. That's why we need Kenny Bell, and Travis Benjamin's been locked to us. Travis Benjamin not only has one asset, he has two. You can kick return and punt return, and not sure if it's kick return, but punt return for sure, and play wide receiver. Deep threat, very fast guy. I followed him his entire career in Miami. And as I said before, the strong predictions, or strong leads, I should say. I can't give away all my secrets. Strong leads that Charles Johnson, Janoris Jenkins, and Travis Benjamin have been linked to. We've been interested in them. And like I said, I think if we get those three, part of my plan is starting to come into process. Like I said, if that happens, then I believe we should go. Oh, it's so hard to say. I really want Noah Spence here, but I'm going to trust the Buccaneers' judgment on this pick. I keep saying that because if you're going to compare a guy named Noah Spence against Khalil Mack and Von Miller, that's something that should be honorable, that you're even being compared to that, and I haven't seen anybody else compared to that, because you're that type of player, and I think that's important. But if they decide to go with, we've been linked to Rankins from Louisville, a very fast interior lineman. And this draft is deep with interior alignment versus exterior alignment. It's actually a bad draft for ends and pass rushers. You got guys that are decent, but not game changers. And if that's so, then possibly, I mean, that's fine. That's if you want to take the best players out there. McCoy's not getting any younger. We got McDonald there. William Golston's been a very important asset. He can play all over the defensive line because of his size. The 6'6", 275. You can play anywhere on the line. Just got to keep stupid penalties. That's all. Just calm down. But it's like I said, it's so hard. I just don't think the Werner Hargroves pick is going to, because when I told you guys the week before when I watched the interview with Werner Hargroves where he talked about body and mind and being in tune and game preparation, that's stuff I want to hear, and I know you know how to prepare for an NFL game. But the size and I ain't gonna say, I'd say lackluster speed as far as NFL, I don't think he could play outside the numbers and be a star maybe like Aqib Talib had. He should still be here if it hadn't been for all the off-field troubles. He should still be here. God bless him, wish him the best. He won a Super Bowl out there. He's a good corner. I have nothing bad to say about it. But I think if we can get some type of a D lineman after we get Charles Johnson, like I said, after we get Charles Johnson or Mario Williams, along with Janoris Jenkins, we can pick up the corner out of Utah. He's a very talented corner, a very physical corner with speed. Actually, I'm going to find the name for you. I've been watching a lot of game tape, falling asleep watching tape. I can't remember everybody's name off the top of my head. But the name most people know is Werner Hargroves. Now, this is a guy, I picked Noah Spence before it got popular. So I'm a take my name off that one and put my name on this corner. Much like Marcus Peters, people were like, why did the Chiefs pick him up? You watch tape, you see why. You draft him regardless of where people pick him. Let me get that name. I cannot think of it off the top of my head. Just give me 1 second. Cannot think of it right now. Where is it? You guys hear music? That's my TV playing. That's not me recording. I mean, like putting it on here. I believe I found it. So much notes. Kevin Peters. So Kevin Peters at Utah, I believe so. Yes, Kevin Peters. Guy, solid corner. Can play a man, play zone. Great tackler. Very smart kid. Makes a lot of plays. But I think he could be a very valuable asset to this team in the later rounds, possibly second round, maybe third if he falls. But that's the other guy I got to pick in the corner, the second corner. The first pick is hard to say. It's hard to say what happens. But thank you guys for watching the broadcast today. I told you it wasn't going to be a long one. I want to get something out before free agency happened Monday, and it's going to be a whole frenzy, and I'll have totally something else to report. But I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys supporting me. And as always, you're the master of everything you do in this life. What you do with it is up to you. Y'all, God bless and be safe. Oh, and one more thing, just to correct it, it's William Jackson from Houston. William Jackson, 6'2", 195 from Houston. Kevin Peterson's also another guy on my radar from Oklahoma State. Just want to make sure that was correct for the record. Again, y'all be safe and have a good night.